Team sports. A comparison between soccer and finance. Hi and welcome to our video. Soccer and finance have more in common than it seems at first. Both are team sports that only become great when they involve individual personalities and different skills. The important thing is that a common goal prevails and everyone is going in the same direction. In soccer, there is a longer training period before the games begin. Here, the team learns to interact together. The players are pushed to their athletic peak and learn different tactics and strategies and analyze the moves their opponents make. You can compare training time for soccer teams to learning about finance, economics, and various investment strategies. It's important to be fully educated and prepared to make decisions for your finances. Only when you have achieved financial education, you can learn different tactics and strategies and analyze successful personalities. During the preparation phase, just before the important match, players warm up and do a warm-up program that they have done many times before. When you invest in your first stock or when you buy your first property, everything is tingling, but you've learned all the theoretical content. It's always very exciting the first time. It's also the first soccer game, but if it's your 50th game, then you already have routine and approach the situation much more calmly. It's the same with financial investments. The more you do it in practice, the more routine and calmness you will gain. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Why is it always the coach who gets fired when a soccer team is eliminated from the tournament earlier than hoped? Why is it always the coach who gets fired when a club is relegated or hasn't had a win in a while? The coach significantly influences the game in advance, but also during the game. Under his responsibility, different players with individual skills and abilities grow together to form a complex structure that manages to triumph over the abilities of other teams. Only through different game tactics and strategies that the coach rehearses with the players does one team manage to win against another. The coach keeps the teams together and motivation high even in difficult times. The coach is responsible for active management during the game and often shows his true talents at halftime, when a team comes out of the dressing room after the break with new ideas, with new motivation and momentum. But when the coach flips out on the sidelines, gets a red card and has to leave the field, it has a destabilizing character. The coach takes on the role model function for the team's behavior and must have his players under control. In the financial world, this can be a coach, an online course, a book, or YouTube videos. A coach guides you on your financial journey to independence, teaches you information you need to gather ahead of time to make smart decisions. It's always about a person who speaks to you, who you feel is responsive to your individual needs, who develops a strategy not for you, but together with you, and does not focus on their own interests, but has your financial success as a goal. The game begins. In a soccer game, the first team tries to have a lot of possession of the ball. The players control the ball, play it accurately and quickly, and work very well together as a team. The offense tries to pass the ball towards the opponent's goal, while the defense tries to block or steal the ball. The defense tries to get the ball as far away from their own goal as possible, while the offense tries to get the ball back. The varying phases of play also exist in the financial world. Stock prices rise and fall. When they are low, smart investors try to buy as cheaply and as much as possible. Although the phase is usually accompanied by fear and recession in the economy, withstanding the pressure when the red numbers appear in the portfolio is not a problem for you with financial education. After all, you know the past performance of the financial markets and have informed yourself adequately. Every goal can mean the deal of your life, and the victory over the game. In turn, conceding a goal does not mean that the game is lost. Losses are normal in soccer and in the financial world, and are part of the game. What is important is the result that stands at the end. Is the goal difference on your side? Did you end up with the numbers in the green and earn a good return? With some teams, you can observe that they pull back in hectic phases of the game. This can be the blocking of the backcourt. However, retreating can mean the reduction of scoring chances, as the game is played much more defensively. An offensive style of play, on the other hand, can lead to a quick counter-attack, in which the opposing team scores the decisive goal. Accordingly, both have advantages and disadvantages, and it is the mixture alone that makes for a successful game. Likewise, a situationally adapted behavior is necessary. In general, it can be said that both soccer and finances require calm players who have an overview of the situation and manage to make well-thought-out decisions. Therefore, it is important to agree on a game strategy in advance and stick to it to a large extent. Likewise, it is important to establish a financial strategy that will be maintained even in difficult times. However, it must be said that in both scenarios, there are cases when deviating from the strategy can be beneficial, but only if it is well thought out and has been practiced and rehearsed beforehand. No one should jump into a pond where sharks might be. Avoid the unknown and don't implement the strategy until you understand and practice it. Active management is beneficial in many situations, when flexible responses and situational adjustments are necessary. Be sure to understand beforehand why you are doing what and how, and know the risks in detail. A small mistake can make the difference between victory and defeat. Often, finances are not so clear-cut in this regard. A mistake does not necessarily mean the end. Even in soccer, 1 or 2 more goals are still possible after conceding a goal. I have already made some financial mistakes. For example, expensive purchases that did not make me happy, or a stock that turned into a low flyer after a long time. Nevertheless, thanks to my financial education, I have never made a fatal mistake that ruined me financially. Thanks to diversification, education, and reflectiveness, many rich people refer to mistakes not as such, but as learning experiences. I can agree with that completely. Never have I learned so much as when I had the chance to feel learning experiences with all the financial and emotional consequences. I have never made these mistakes again, but they have given me a broad added value. We know the same thing in soccer. Some teams are as if shaken awake after a long time when a goal is conceded. They quickly go on the counter-attack and score many goals for their own victory in a short time after the other team's first goal. A game against time. In both soccer and finance, time is of the essence. Time can run for you or against you. The earlier you start investing, the more you benefit from compound interest. It is similar in soccer, because an early goal can destabilize the motivation of the opposing team and pull the victory to your side early. You are more motivated and feel that you are invincible. However, in both cases, always be realistic and don't forget that there are risks that you must consider in your actions. If you become overconfident, arrogant, or unreflective, then you will easily lose your early successes. The earlier you start trading correctly, the more likely you are to win the game. The game time is to be compared with your investment horizon. Furthermore, it is an advantage if you are as flexible as possible in time. This means that you should not pull all your money out of the financial market while the prices are bad or there is a recession. Soccer rules are rigid and not variable, but the interpretation of these referees seems sometimes unfair, especially if you are emotionally attached to the team. It's the same with financial laws. If the tax-free allowance for capital gains is increased, we rejoice. If it is reduced, we get upset. Ultimately, however, if you are powerless and have to abide by rules and laws, from a financial point of view, you have the option of transferring your life and finances to another state and taking advantage of the benefits for yourself, your life, and your assets. In soccer, it's different. Here, almost identical rules apply worldwide, and especially in larger tournaments. More and more detailed attention is paid to the compliance with the rules. Meanwhile, cameras and the number of referees are increasing. This increases fairness. In principle, everyone is in favor of this. Structures are also becoming more transparent in the capital market. The financial authorities can easily monitor large transfers and ensure compliance with the rules. This is not always received with enthusiasm. Therefore, we come to the last comparison. The offside. Much discussed worldwide, and players basically get upset when an offside goal doesn't count, or worse, when an offside goal counts. In terms of finances, this can be equated to financial cheating and involves a breach of financial law that can lead to financial losses and jail time. You should always stay away from the gray areas and the dark side. Do you have any other soccer and finance comparisons? Leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new video.